Let me tell y'all something right now. If you want to change your life, you got to change your mind. Ain't no way around it. You can't keep thinking like the old you and expect the new you to show up. You want to go somewhere you've never been? You got to think like you've never thought. When you open your eyes in the morning, the very first thing you should do is give thanks. Before your feet touch the floor, before you reach for your phone, before the day starts moving, pause and say thank you. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture. It's a mindset shift. It tells the universe, I recognize what I have and I'm ready for more. You can't expect your life to elevate if you're not even acknowledging the blessings you already got. See, some people wake up and immediately start complaining. They talk about how tired they are, how they hate their job, how nothing ever goes right. And then they wonder why every day feels like a repeat of the last. Your morning sets the tone for your whole day. If the first words out of your mouth are negative, you've already told your mind to look for problems. You might say, I don't have much to be grateful for. Let me stop you right there. If you're breathing, that's something. If you got 2 legs to walk, eyes to see, food to eat, that's something. Millions of people would trade places with you right now for what you take for granted. Gratitude is not about having everything. It's about recognizing something. When you start from that place, your energy changes and so does your reality. Take 60 seconds every morning to name 3 things you're grateful for. Say them out loud. Say them with meaning, whether it's your health, your kids, the roof over your head, or just a chance to try again today. Speak it. Because when you speak gratitude, you silence fear. You block out worry. You set your heart in the right direction. Gratitude doesn't mean life is perfect. It means you focus on what's good, and what you focus on grows. The words you speak over your life are seeds. Every morning, the moment you open your mouth, you're either planting weeds or planting fruit. That's why it's so important to speak positivity over your life, because what you say you start to believe, and what you believe you begin to live. If you wake up and say, I'm tired, this day is going to be long, or nothing ever works out for me, don't be surprised when your day follows that exact path. Your words carry weight. Your tongue has power. And it's about time you start using it to build yourself up, not tear yourself down. People underestimate the power of affirmations, but your mind believes what it hears repeatedly. That voice you use when you talk to yourself, it becomes your internal script. If you're always criticizing yourself, calling yourself lazy, dumb, or unlucky, eventually you start living like that's true. But if you get up every day and say, I'm built for this, today is full of opportunities, I have what it takes, you are rewiring your brain to operate in strength, confidence, and faith. You can't control everything that happens in your life, but you can control how you talk about it. Life might hit you with something unexpected. You might be struggling, but even in that, you can still speak with hope. You can say, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm being prepared for something greater. That doesn't mean you're ignoring reality. It means you're commanding it to bend in your favor. Every successful person has learned to speak like a winner before they ever started winning. They declared it before they could see it. They believed it before it made sense. That's the difference maker. You have to talk like the person you're becoming, not the one you used to be. So before you leave the house, Before the world gets a chance to define your day, you define it. You set the atmosphere. You talk to yourself with intention, purpose, and belief. Because the story you tell yourself becomes the story you live. The people you surround yourself with will either elevate your mindset or poison it. Your circle matters more than you realize. If you're trying to change your life, but you're still hanging around folks who don't want anything out of life, you're gonna struggle. You can't fly with eagles when you're hanging out with chickens. You can have all the talent, ambition, and potential in the world, but if the people closest to you are speaking doubt, laziness, or fear into your spirit, it's only a matter of time before it slows you down. Some of y'all are loyal to environments that are keeping you small. You're trying to grow, but your friends only want to gossip. You're trying to save, but your crew spends money like there's no tomorrow. You're trying to speak positivity, but your conversations are filled with negativity. At some point, you have to make a decision, your future or your familiar. You've got to ask yourself, do the people around me support my growth or sabotage it? Start paying attention to how you feel after spending time with certain people. Do you feel inspired, energized, and focused? Or do you feel drained, irritated, and distracted? The energy around you is either fueling your fire or putting it out. Your circle should be filled with people who challenge you, sharpen you, and push you toward your purpose. Iron sharpens iron. Get around folks who are doing better than you, not to compete, but to learn. You don't need a crowd, you need a core. Even if it's just one or two people who believe in you, speak life into you, and keep you accountable, that's enough. Protect your energy like it's treasure, because it is. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from people who no longer align with your vision. Growth requires separation. When you change your circle, you change your standards. And when your standards change, your life changes. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is walk away from what's holding you back and walk toward what's calling you forward. The right people won't let you quit, and they sure won't let you settle. Your mind is full of ideas, dreams, and visions, but until you write them down, they're just floating. Writing the vision is the first step to making it real. When you write something down, you're telling your brain, this matters. This is serious. This is where I'm going. Most people never reach their goals not because they aren't capable, but because they never got specific. You can't chase what you haven't defined. A written vision brings clarity, and clarity brings focus. You can't hit a target you can't see. So many people keep their dreams locked up in their heads. They talk about what they want someday, one day, when the time is right. But someday is not a date on the calendar. If you're serious, it needs to be on paper. When you write it, you give it shape. You give it structure. You create a blueprint that your actions can follow. You don't need some fancy journal or 10-point plan. You just need to start. Write down what you want. Be bold. Be clear. Don't water it down because you're scared it might not happen. Writing the vision also gives you something to come back to when life gets busy, when things get blurry, when doubt creeps in. It becomes a reminder. It keeps you grounded in your why. There will be days when you lose motivation, when progress feels slow, when setbacks hit. That's when you pull out what you wrote and remind yourself what you're building and why you started. This isn't just about goals, it's about alignment. When your vision is written down, you can start aligning your habits, your circle, your time, and your energy with that vision. It becomes easier to say yes to the right things and no to the wrong ones. And don't keep that vision tucked away in a drawer. Keep it where you can see it. Read it often. Speak it out loud. Watch how your brain starts looking for ways to make it happen. The moment you write the vision, you're stepping into intention. You're moving from wishing to working, from hoping to building, from drifting to deciding. Your mind is the control center of your life, and what you feed it every day determines how you think, how you act, and ultimately how far you go. You wouldn't go a whole day without eating food, so why go a day without feeding your mind something that strengthens you, grows you, or sharpens you? Every day, you're either programming your mind to believe in yourself, or you're letting the world program it for you. And let me tell you, the world will fill your head with fear, doubt, insecurity, and distraction if you let it. You have to be intentional about what you consume. The music you listen to, the shows you watch, the conversations you engage in, the content you scroll through. It's all shaping your mindset, whether you realize it or not. If all you take in is negativity, gossip, and nonsense, you're going to start thinking and acting from a place of confusion and limitation. But if you start feeding your mind with books, podcasts, sermons, documentaries, or even just powerful conversations, you begin to elevate the way you see yourself and the world around you. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day can make a difference. Read a chapter from a book that stretches your thinking. Listen to a podcast that challenges your perspective. Watch a video that teaches you something new. Speak affirmations out loud that rewire how you see your potential. It all adds up. You're planting seeds in your mind, and eventually those seeds grow into belief systems, ideas, and habits that shift your entire life. There's too much information out here for you to stay stuck in old thinking. You have access to inspiration, education, and motivation right at your fingertips. Use it. Protect your mental diet like you protect your body. Don't let just anything or anyone have access to your mind. Be selective, be mindful, and be consistent. Because when you feed your mind with wisdom, truth, and vision, your decisions change, your confidence grows, and your energy levels up. The more you grow mentally, the less you tolerate what doesn't serve your future. Your mindset becomes your advantage, not your limitation. There are going to be seasons in life where nothing makes sense. You're doing the work, showing up, giving your best, but it feels like nothing's moving. That's when most people quit. That's when most people talk themselves out of their blessing. But what separates those who rise from those who stay stuck is one simple thing: the ability to trust the process. You don't always need to understand the whole picture to move forward. Sometimes you've just got to take the next step and believe that something bigger is working behind the scenes. Growth rarely looks pretty while it's happening. It's uncomfortable, it's confusing, it tests your patience and your faith. You might look around and wonder, why is it taking so long? Why does it feel like everybody else is winning but me? But what you don't see is the development happening in the delay. The process is preparing you, is building strength, character, discipline, and resilience. Things you're going to need when the opportunity shows up. Because success without preparation can turn into a burden. But success after preparation becomes a blessing. You've got to stop measuring progress only by what you can see. Just because it doesn't look like anything is changing on the outside does it mean something isn't changing on the inside. Seeds grow underground before they break through the soil. Foundations are laid deep before anything is built above. So if you're in a season where it feels quiet, slow, or even painful, don't assume it's pointless. Trust that there's something forming in the waiting. This mindset shift is powerful because it keeps you steady. It keeps you from getting bitter, jealous, or desperate. When you trust a process, you stop comparing timelines and start honoring your own. You stop panicking when doors close and start recognizing that what's for you won't miss you. You stop trying to force things and start flowing with where life is leading you. Trust doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you keep showing up, even when you don't have the answers. It means you work with faith, plan with patience, and believe that everything you're doing is adding up to something bigger than you can currently see.